Hey, it's Williee Armellini from Flowers and Scents with your floral industry buzz. Hey, today I'm very excited to interview J Schwanke. And J Schwanke, if you don't know, is the host of Life in Bloom on PBS, public radio, television. And I sort of suggest that he's the Pied Piper of the floral business and probably one of the most influential people in the flower business because he exposes flowers to millions of people every week. So, I'm so excited to tell you and to interview Mr. J Schwanke. All right, my friend J Schwanke, so happy to have you on the show after 5 years.
It's so great. Thank you. Willie, we've been friends our whole lives, I
Yeah,
think.
well, we have, yes. We didn't even
Yeah.
know we didn't know it in the beginning, but we have been.
Well, and I think you and your brothers were running around with my sisters at SAF conventions then,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And Mel.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, and everybody knows who you are. So,
Well, I try to make it my business to do that. So, hey, so nice to have you
okay.
on Flowers and Scents.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And so let's chat a little bit because in case people, I don't know who wouldn't know, but in case people don't know, you are
Correct.
the host of Life in Bloom, which is a very popular PBS show that has been 100 episodes. It's over that now. So,
100 episodes coming up. Actually, the 100th episode will air in 2 weeks. They
okay.
just started premiering season 8. It's hard to follow because
It's
every PBS station makes their own schedules.
oh, okay.
So we have a little widget on our web on the Ubloom website where people can go in and put in their zip codes, and it'll tell you what time the show is on in your area and what the channel is.
Okay.
So that's convenient. But so they just started April 1 with it, and it's our fifth episode in this season. It's called 805, and it's 100 blooms, and it's going to be, I mean, it's really fun. And the other monumental thing for this week's show is it's episode 504, and it is the first show that Kelly is in.
No way, you got him in there?
He makes his mom's pie crust
Oh,
for
okay.
us. And it's wonderful. And I joked with him because I was like, do you ever want to be on the show? And he's like, well, I guess I should be maybe sooner or later. And I was like, okay, and people love him. And so then after we showed it to American Public Television, because we have to have everything we make, we have to vet. It has to go to them to be
Right.
vetted. It goes to the FCC to be vetted and make sure that we can air it. And everybody said, we want more Kelly. And I
Oh,
told him, and he said, oh, no.
no. That if there was anything to scare him away, that would have been it, right? One more.
Right.
We
But
want more.
it's really touching because so much of the show is him. I mean, he
Well, he's
helps.
behind the scenes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he writes it. He makes sure that my voice is always correct to everyone and what I'm saying, or that I don't misspeak because we can get talking about azaleas and suddenly be talking about amaranthus, and I never noticed the change happened. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Who is that? I love
That's
that.
that's one of
That's
four. That's one of
I,
four. She's protecting me
that's
from the
awesome.
mailman. I think from the mailman, of course.
I love your dogs.
The
I love
greatest
seeing
mailman.
your dogs all the time.
Well,
And you guys are rescuers, and that's a wonderful thing.
yeah, we've rescued too many dogs in our life, but anyway, probably over a
Yeah.
hundred, I think, in the last 20 years. I don't know
Wow. Okay.
that we've
All
adopted
right.
out or something. This is all my wife's doing, more or less. I'm the dog walker and the pooper picker upper. So,
Got
um,
it.
hey, I learned, I know what Swifties are, but I hadn't heard about Schwankies.
Okay. Well, and sorry, I ignored your first question. For those of you who don't know, I am Jay Schwanke. I'm a fourth generation florist. I grew up in the flower industry right along with Williee Armellini. My parents ran a flower shop in Nebraska for over 126 years.
Ooh,
Then I started doing education for great companies like John Henry and Oasis and Design Master and those types of people. And I always wanted a television show of my own. And we
really?
worked on it. And it was through the help of P. Allen Smith to help us get started on PBS, and then with our wonderful friends at Cow Flowers and Albertsons grocery stores, Deborah Steyer, who is still a hero to me this day, who really championed the show and got us out there. And I miss her at Albertsons. And so we've had a show that we actually started as thinking maybe it would be public access on, in Michigan or something like that.
Right.
But what happened was when they saw it, they thought it was national quality and wanted us to go national. So we spent an extra 18 months there with the help of Albertsons to get the show on nationally. And it's in all 50 states in the US. It also plays in England and in Australia on some weird little stations. So there's a couple of the early seasons, and then we reach 115 million people every week. It's crazy, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, what an asset for the flower business, because on these shows, which I just watched three or four of them, you do a little bit of everything. I mean, it's all floral based, but there's
Correct.
drinking involved, there's cooking involved, there's a little bit of
There's
everything.
drinking involved. I like that. There's drinking involved. It's true. It's a flower lifestyle show. So, what we wanted to portray for everyone was our ability to work flowers into every avenue of our lives. And probably different than, many people saw me at all those wholesale shows that we did, and we were always talking to the professional florist. In this show, we're talking to the consuming public.
People. Yeah.
And we're helping tell the story of the professional flower industry, which is super, super helpful. And I think that that's the key to the success, because like we go to Kendall Farms and tell them what they do. This week's show is about the new San Francisco Flower Market, which now welcomes the general public in a couple days a week after
Oh,
after
yeah.
10 a.m.
Cool.
And because they're a public building, they have to do that.
Uh,
So that's also really impressive. And so we just are hoping to orientate people to different ways that they can utilize flowers in their world. And that was the great thing. I will jump to this too. We lost Albertsons this year. The new person that took over for Deborah Steyer chose to not follow up with it and do it again. They had done it for 8 years, which we are very thankful for, but that leaves a big hole for
no
us.
doubt.
And we would love to replace that with anybody in the flower industry who's interested in talking to us. And we have all different levels of underwriterships, but it would get your name out in front of 115 million people every week. And our, they call them video pods because it's an educational type of commercial that tells people about it. And we could not be more thankful for Cow Flowers.
Yeah.
Cow Flowers has been a terrific supporter for us for all 8 years. And through everyone who's ever been there and everyone who's ever served on the board and everyone who belongs to Cow Flowers, it's a benefit that they are creating all together with us. And we are really honored to do so. So it's amazing that they really take us seriously and realize that it's valuable what we do. So much so that we are doing a PSA that will come out in just a few weeks about the cold chain.
Ah, my favorite
And
subject. Yeah, my
you know Cami Castillo
yes.
at Floral Trade Distributors.
Yeah.
Cami came up to me at a meeting and said, "We need to do a PSA about the cold chain for people because they don't necessarily new people, new event planners, people that are new to the industry don't know what it is and how important it is." And it was great. So Cow Flowers helped us create that. And we filmed with Floral Trade Distributors. We filmed at Kendall Farms. We filmed with Barbara Schnur at Mayish at the San Francisco Flower Market. And we filmed with Kennecott Brothers here in Grand Rapids with their facility that they are upgrading right now.
Okay.
And it's going to be a great thing. It's going to be free to everyone in the industry. It's going to be available on UBloom. It's going to be available through Cow Flowers. It's going to go to all those people I just listed who participated. And it's just telling people why it's important, what it is, how you implement it and how you can continue to affect. George Stabby was amazing for creating that plan for us
Yes,
to
he laid
make
it
to
out.
make our flowers last longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And and
and it worked.
you're in
Yeah,
the you're in the business of keeping
I
flowers cool from
yeah,
point A
it's
to point B, you know? I mean, your family, that's what you grew up with.
that's
So
yes, it was my father's credo was keep the flowers cold, keep the flowers cold, keep the flowers cold, air circulation, get
absolutely.
circulation. Um, but you got to tell me about about
Okay,
the Swankies. Come on.
Schwankies. Okay, share your. So we have two wonderful people, two wonderful fans in Florida, Brad and Kelly Gomez. And they are a wonderful, cute little couple. They both work in the medical industry, and their weeks are very stressful. And they watched our show and they decided that they were going to be inspired to go to their local grocery store. They actually go to a Trader Joe's in it's a distance from their house because they live kind of by a Apopka, sort of. So it's a 45-minute trip every Saturday morning for them. They go pick up flowers, they bring them home, they make flower arrangements for their house, and they call it Finer Things Sunday. They use the good crystal, they put on their favorite music, they make their favorite dinner, they mix their favorite drinks, they make flower arrangements, and they even give them away. And even like when they're traveling, they're actually traveling this week, and they made arrangements in the bed and breakfast that they were staying at for the people. So what happened was we realized that people were telling and showing us what they do. We get between 300 to 800 pieces of mail a week of pictures people are creating after they've watched the show.
Super.
That's how they feel connected. And so we decided we needed to do something to reward those people. And I was telling this story at a Cowflowers meeting, and Michael Furlong from Ocean Breeze came up and said, Ivor, Renee, and I want to do something about this. And we want to give a box of flowers to those people that some of those people that are sending in those pictures. And I said, well, great. When do when do you want to do it? And they were like, as soon as you want to. And I said, well, like, do you want to do 1 week? Do you want to do 2 weeks? They were like, we want to do it till you tell us to stop. So they do it every week. And so we have a random pile. Everyone who sends in a picture gets put in there with their name, address, phone number, and then we draw a Schwanke out every week. And then we also share. So a person gets flowers every week from sending in their arrangements, but then we also show some of those pictures on the show. And I think that that's the thing that I think is so interesting. Okay, I'm going to get on a little tiny soapbox for half a second.
Yeah.
You know that everybody talks about impressions, and we had an impression on we had 2,000 likes on a picture that we did on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It doesn't matter. And I think that that's worthwhile. But how many of those people that clicked on that like went and bought flowers?
Right.
And what we have is an actuation process that's happening with the show that people feel close enough to the show to send us those pictures.
Yeah.
And say, I had one this morning, this lady who said, I know it's not Christmas time, but I make a Christmas arrangement for my mom and dad, and this is the anniversary of when they passed away. And so I wanted to share that Christmas arrangement today.
What
I
a connection.
love
What a
that
connection.
people
Wow.
love, yeah, they want to tell the story and they want to be seen and they want to be heard. And this is when Kelly and I started this show, our plan was to make a cute little flower show, right? A little lifestyle show, but we never anticipated this reaction that we would have. And so they tell us in the public television world that one letter represents 250 people. So when we get 800
Yeah.
letters a week, that represents 200,000 people.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh my God, we are truly making an effect and making people want to buy more flowers. And they write in and want to know how to take care of them, or they want to show me what they planted in their garden and they cut, or they want to show what their grocery store. The week that we did the Moon Series carnations on U Bloom, people were sending me in pictures of their grocery stores that had moon carnations, and so they were saying, "Hey, look what I made this week from those."
Ah,
And I think that that's interesting. I think that that's a it's it. We've always tried to figure out how to connect the dots,
yep.
and I think we're starting to connect the dots.
Yeah, they're
And
coming
it's
together.
yeah, it's really, really helpful. So the Share the Schwankies is a ongoing deal that we do. Michael Furlong takes care of it every week, and the great people at Ocean Breeze, they get a wonderful little quarter box that is chock full of Gerbers and hydrangeas and hellebores. And these people are, I mean, a quarter box for you and me. That's not a lot of flowers.
Yes.
But these people, it's more flowers than they've ever seen in their
In their
life.
life, yeah, in their hands.
Yeah.
And I'll give a shout out to Mike Furlong because Mike Furlong at Fun and Son this year as well, he's playing bass in the band with us
Correct. Cal Flowers 5 through 8 in Pasadena.
in Pasadena.
Yeah, August 5 through 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got Tony Fairfan from Prime Source, and we're going to make music again, and I'll do my little thing up there. So I'm actually, this is a good opportunity if anybody's listening that's going to Fun and Sun, and you're a musician or a
Right.
singer or something, and you want to be with the band. We have a band backing us up. Just give me a call.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that it's yet again another way to showcase our flower family to each other.
yeah,
And let us, I mean, it's like I love your wood art pieces that you make. They're amazing. I love your dogs. I mean, there's all those things so that we can connect about that are also not about flowers,
sure.
and I think that that's a super thing. So, I'm really glad that that's coming up. I'm going to be there. I'm going to give a presentation as well. And I'm the MC for Friday for the
Oh,
panel discussions and stuff. So yeah. So and there's a tour. There's gonna be a tour. So
oh,
we're gonna go to I know one of the places is Fiesta Floats
oh,
because
yeah,
we're in
yeah, where they make
Pasadena,
the floats.
Rose Parade. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's going to be amazing. So yeah. The other thing that I think is interesting about the show, and this spawned something that I told you about the other day that has been completely crazy to me. There was a gentleman who called me out of the blue from Chicago. His name is RJ and his wife's name is Amanda, and they watch the show every week. And he called me and he said, "I want to know why you don't have a podcast." And I said, "Because Kelly and I don't know how to do a podcast."
Mm.
I mean, you bless you for doing it. We did. We just and it wasn't like something that we had time for. Because
Yeah,
we're
right.
we're
You're busy.
very focused on the show, right? And so RJ said, "I have a podcast. It's called Birds of a Feather Talk Together, and it's a bird watching podcast,
Ah, okay.
and it has like 6 million followers. It's incredible." And I listened to it, and I said, "So, well, what do you want to do?" And he said, "I was wondering if you would do a podcast with me about your show." And I was like, okay. And so we started doing it. We're on our 38th episode. RJ set it all up. We are available on every service. We also videotape it like this so that you can see it too. And we put the video file up on YouTube and also on uBloom. Now, what happened very strangely with the rescissions with PBS, and everybody talks about that, is that they they suddenly wanted us to put our show up on YouTube. Prior to that, they didn't want us to do that because they didn't want it to compete.
Okay.
And so we put it up, and I thought, well, I have 100 episodes. I don't want to drop 100 episodes on YouTube. It's not going to do anybody any good.
Yeah.
So what RJ and I do is we do companion episodes of the podcast to tell what it was like to film the shows. And we have got season 1 loaded on YouTube now. We're working on season 2. We also do standalones too. So we have other people who come in, or we talk about flowers for the holidays and things like that too. So we have other standalones as well. So I was just like, it's very fun. I would say that it's very fun. It gives me an outlet to tell the stories, and I'm a storyteller. So, I want to do that. But the other day, Apple Podcasts called us, and we have it on all services. So there isn't a service that you can't find. Behind the Bloom with J Schwanke and RJ Pohl.
Okay.
And they said, you guys started your podcast about 2 months ago. And we were like, yes. And they said, It's number 127 on Apple Podcasts.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay. And you know me, I'm always wary. I was like, what do you want?
Yeah,
Do you want me
and
to
they
buy
called
some?
you. They called
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. What do you want? What do you want me to buy? And they said, we just wanted to tell you that's a really good job for a startup and keep up the good work. And it's interesting that it's become that popular. And just the last couple of weeks with season 8 going up and being live now on public television, it's increased again. I mean, it's 15, 16, 1700 downloads a day. And it's just me telling stories. You know,
Well,
I'm kind of, you know, we're always running as fast as we can, Willie. You and I both. I mean, you know, we're always running. We're always covering stuff. We want to make sure that everybody's being aware. And I think we're making people aware of flowers. It's really a good thing.
well, you definitely are. I don't think you have to think about it. You definitely are. It's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think that that's very helpful.
the show is. I think I made this reference before, but it's sort of like Mr. Rogers, if you will. You're. It's so the shows are warm and welcoming and friendly and educational
Yeah.
and again comforting. I think is the right word. Your voice is very comforting. Um,
And we are really thank you for saying that, number one, and also thank you for bringing it up. It's funny. I was talking to the president because we're all still trying to figure out, and I would say this to everyone: if you love public television and you like to watch it, Kelly and I watch a lot of it. We watch Antiques Roadshow and Nature and Legacy List
yeah,
and there's all these things that we
good
watch.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, it's good stuff. And if you want to help, please donate to your local stations, even though they made the announcement that the rescission was not equitable, that they still didn't get the money back.
Anyway,
And so everybody is really in
rambling.
need
Yeah.
of help and support. And we do free events for all of the as donor events for all any station that asks us to do so. We're
Hmm.
happy to do that. And I think that's one more thing. So here's one more thing because I was puzzled the other day. Um, Somebody said, "Oh, you're making a fortune on that show." Because like you make a fortune on
Yeah.
your
Right.
interviews, yeah,
Yeah. I'm
right,
getting
and your
great.
travels, right. And so with our foundation, with the Life in Bloom Foundation that Cal Flowers helped us establish, and we are able to produce the show and we gift the show to every station in the US. So we pay for their licensing and distribution upfront for anyone to air at any time. We also pay the licensing and distribution so that our show is on the PBS app and PBS Passport for free too. And it also includes all the airings on Create TV. So when we're doing this, and then plus we also give we give UBloom subscriptions to anyone who's a Cowflowers member for free. Just got to email Jordan and she'll get me the name and we'll get you a free membership so you can watch everything there. But we also do it for over 500 educational programs in the United States who want to use it in their classrooms too. And, you know, I think it's maybe a little hard. Your dad and my dad always told us to take care of the flower industry. And I think it's a very unique thing that we are so passionate about it and we do it as a living, but also
Because we
because
like
we
it.
love it and we love yeah, and we're passionate about it. And we don't, you know, I mean, we just want to make sure it's there tomorrow. And I, you know, I don't, you know, I saw that you had Jose Restrepo today. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I love one of my favorite humans.
It's a
And
good guy.
did he talk about his horses, his draft
Well,
horses?
his donkey. I know about the donkey because
Okay.
he has
He
when
has,
he has horses and he also has this gigantic donkey which he brought to one of the shows at Pro Florida.
correct,
He put the
correct.
stall in there, and
Yeah.
Mr.
He
Cooper.
has one of the biggest horses on the planet. And some of his, there's a Dutch name for them. They're from Michigan, but they live down there.
Really,
In Colombia. But were you there at that one time when he brought out that horse that was the size? It's the size of an elephant.
it's
It's
gigantic.
a horse as big as an elephant.
Yeah, it's huge.
it's huge. And yeah, and then the milk that they create on their dairy farm that they provide to local communities and stuff. He's a wonderful
He's a
human.
good
Oh my
guy.
gosh.
He's a
Yeah,
good
what a
guy.
wonderful human. And I think that that's part of it is you're out there uncovering those hidden gems and bringing them together, and we are too. We want people to take a moment to be kind. And so I was with sorry, I will go. This is, this is me. I go from here
I
to
gave
here
you
to
an
here.
audience, so go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the president of American Public Television called me and he said, you know what? He said, everybody compares you to Bob Ross or to Mr. Rogers. And he said, there's one difference about you and Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. And I said, what is that? And he said, you're alive.
Yeah,
And he said, we can do things with you and we can talk to you and
yeah.
you are giving feedback to the people and and we return every one of those 800 pieces of mail every week. That's my job and that's what I do.
Wow.
And I love that part of it because people say all the time, I didn't think he would respond. Okay, so you're sending me a picture of flowers you created for your grandmother, and you didn't think I was going to write back to you.
Yeah,
You just sent them for the love of sending them.
yeah,
And
right.
I want to
No,
make sure that I am taking care of that.
I don't get a lot of feedback from what I do, but when I do, and people come across the room at a show and say, I, I listen to every word, and when I see when your interviews, I love them, and
Yeah,
I welcome your emails, and I'm like, wow, thank you very much. It's very heartwarming when you get that feedback and people actually like what you do.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's what we do.
I would be remiss if I don't do this.
Go
Talk
ahead.
about our sponsors for season 8,
Go
which is
ahead.
Cal Flowers.
Yeah,
Amazing, as always, just amazing. Passion Roses,
love guy.
love
Timing.
them. I know they're wonderful, and they send me the most beautiful bouquets to work with. We have a Christmas special this year that is Dickens oriented. It's a Dickens of a Christmas,
Okay.
and it features their Christmas bouquets, and it's wonderful.
Nice stuff.
Suntory Flowers, which
Yep.
is Suntory bedding plants as well as Florigene products. So all
Okay.
of those together. So I think that that's a good thing. And
Perfect.
then our closed caption underwriter is fabulousflorals.com. And so that is a division of Flora Abundance. That
Oh, okay.
is
That's
that
Yoast.
Yoast.
It's Yoast, our buddy
Yoast,
Yoast.
right? Yeah, it's Yoast. And so we're really thankful for them as well because they help us close caption the show, and that's a very important thing. And so we are in the midst of working on season 9. We are season 9 now. Interestingly enough, about this PSA. Okay, we're doing a PSA for the flower industry about the cold chain. We are going to have an episode in season 9 that tells the consumer about the cold chain
Good.
and what those flowers go through to get to you fresh and in great shape.
Lots of
And so
campaigns.
that's exciting. And
Awesome.
then we are going to have a Christmas flowers episode where we went to see them make 1 million Christmas wreaths at Continental Floral Greens
Oh, okay.
in like 4 weeks. It was Madison set us up there.
Okay.
We went up to Washington. It's one of the,
Frank.
like, when you go to Columbia the first time and you're walking around the whole time like this.
Wow. Yeah.
you, that was what it was like. It was so amazing to see these people. They hand wire 1 million wreaths
Yep.
in 4.5 weeks.
Hey, my
It's
friend,
crazy.
we're gonna run out of time here because
Okay,
I'm
sure.
too cheap to pay for the upgrade here. So,
All right, all right.
hey,
Let's
look,
see. Yes.
what a fun time. I
Thank you.
thank you. I appreciate this. It's always good to chat with you, and I do look forward to seeing you with Fun and Sons. So,
I'm excited too. And if I can say one last thing, we need your help. So even a $5 donation to the Life in Bloom Foundation helps us keep the show in the air. And it's really important. And everybody in the flower industry, I know everybody's touching everybody in the flower industry for money.
yep.
And so even a little tiny bit helps.
I can't think of a better cause because again, you are the face of flowers in
We
Detroit.
try. We
So,
try.
All right, my
Thanks.
friend. Enjoy. Regards to Kelly and the dogs, and I'll be airing
Absolutely.
this on Tuesday.
All right. Sounds great. See you then.
Ciao.
See.